All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with Business Today. Now, today we are talking about AI in HR practices and how it is changing this whole landscape. And joining us is Brian Karuki, who is the Vice President, Seamless HR in East Africa. Thank you so much again for staying with us. All right, so when we started the conversation earlier on, we were speaking about AI and what it's doing.
Yes.
So how really is it now incorporated in HR? Just tell us from where you sit.
That's a fantastic question, because artificial intelligence and AI has become a buzzword. And as often happens with buzzwords, many people don't understand what actually goes on there behind the scenes. I think the best way for me to talk about how HR is being incorporated into AI is being incorporated into HR is to talk about how we are doing it at Seamless HR. And broadly, there are three ways. The first is that we are incorporating AI into our product so that our customers can benefit from all of the advantages that come from the deployment of AI. An example is with recruitment. We have a recruitment product called Seamless Hiring, which is part of our product suite. We have an end-to-end product suite. And this helps organizations manage the first part of the pipeline, which is hiring. If you think about hiring, trying to hire good people is effectively about decision-making. As a recruiter, you are trying to make a decision as to whether the person you are interviewing is likely to be successful. And you are making that decision on the basis of whatever data is available to you, such as the candidate's CV, any references you might have done, how the candidate looks, right? And the data can be deployed, and I'm talking about actual data, hard data can be deployed towards making those decisions. So think about the future where you will be able to feed a candidate's profile into your system, and your system will be able to tell you whether a particular candidate has a high chance of succeeding in your specific context, not just the job that they need to do, but how they need to relate with other people in the organization and other things that are typically not that obvious. So that's the first way that we are incorporating AI. The second is we are working with customers who are at the forefront of the deployment of artificial intelligence. I'll give you an example. One of our customers here in Kenya is part of a team that works to automate robotic cars in San Francisco. This is happening here in Kenya, and this is happening using artificial intelligence. We are fortunate to be able to help them manage their business more efficiently and manage their people resources more effectively using Seamless HR. And the third way in which AI is being incorporated into HR is an organization such as ourselves, who are in the business of building products for people to use in their management of human resources. We are deploying artificial intelligence internally within our own processes. If you think about a technology business, a big part of what we do is we have large teams of software engineers writing code and building products. Artificial intelligence, particularly generative artificial intelligence or Gen AI, can be particularly useful in helping those sorts of tasks be carried out more quickly, more efficiently, and in a way that leads to faster production of better products.
All right, Brian, thank you for that. Now, let's move to another issue. When you look at Kenya, 95% of businesses are SMEs. And when you look at this, how can they be supported through this whole process?
This is what what you have raised is a particularly important issue. And the reason it is important is that at the end of the day, our economies and our businesses rely on people in order to be productive. It's a fact that today, Africa contributes 3% to global GDP, whereas Africa has 20% of the population in the world. So there's clearly a disparity. We are not productive enough. And when you think that in 2050, the majority of working people are going to be in Africa, we are in trouble if we cannot get our companies and our economies to be more productive. SMEs play a very big part in that picture. And so, as someone who has been involved with SMEs myself, I think the important thing is for SMEs to think about how they can be ahead of the curve in terms of becoming more efficient in the running and the operations of their organizations. And technology is a tool that is available to use to that end. Broadly, there are 3 resources that a business will want to manage. One is people, the other is finances, and the other is assets. And the earlier that a business can incorporate technology into the management of each of those, including people, where we at Seamless HR today are involved, the faster that a business can grow. And so it is critical for SMEs to think about that. And just finally on that, unfortunately, technology before has been built primarily with large businesses in mind. That is something that we have looked at Seamless HR, and our products are cloud-based and modular. What that means is that any business wanting to deploy Seamless HR does not have to think about deployment of servers physically, buying servers and running them. We handle that for you. The second thing it means is that you can pick and choose from our product suite, whatever it is that works for you, as opposed to buying this big thing, paying for it, and not being able to use most of it. So that should be something that is interesting to SMEs.
All right, and lastly, because our time is almost up.
Yes.
So Kenya is experiencing a surge in gig economy.
Yes.
Where people are employed for a short time,
yes,
but to give their best, right?
Yes.
And how do contemporary HR solutions,
yes,
address the needs of this budding and vibrant segment of, yes, the economy?
Absolutely. And the gig economy is growing not just in manual work and things that people do outside of offices, but in offices as well. So there's been a big boom in what is called fractional work, particularly in executive positions and more senior positions, where as opposed to employing someone to do a job, you hire them, you buy a portion of their time. So essentially what is happening is the same thing that happened in the taxi business with Uber and in the hotel business with Airbnb, where those things were made into platforms. That's happening in the people business, right? Where there are platforms where people can now go on and take a piece of what you need. So the gig economy and that trend is going to continue. And exactly as happened with, as I've said, taxis and hotels and many other spaces, is going to happen here, where technology is going to be key for one to deploy in order to participate in that, as has happened in those other industries. And that's where Seamless HR is very glad to assist anyone who is thinking about becoming more efficient in optimizing their people resources.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. We have to stop it right there. That is Brian Kariuki, who is the Vice President, Seamless HR East Africa, speaking to us about AI and also this particular industry and what are the trends that are shaping the industry. All right, I'm going to leave you with this particular